Bears fans? I'm your host, Josh Dennison. You're down, BearZone. What's up, everyone? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the BearZone podcast. I'm your host, Josh Dennison, bringing you the latest up-to-date Bears news. So please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. Let's get right into it. Earlier, I did a mock draft. Now, PFF has updated their rankings. So I went ahead and did another draft because, my goodness, do we need help. In this mock draft, the Bears have the second overall pick as of right now. That could change. And with my first pick, so we are the number 2 overall pick. Texan is right above us. I'm going to lean more on the offense. Just keep that in mind. I know everyone out there really wants Will Anderson or Jalin Carter, but I'm trying to build this defense to last and keep building. So with our first pick of the first round, I'm going to trade that pick away. We're trading the second pick. We are getting the 4th pick, another first round pick for this year, pick 18. I'm getting a round 3 for 2024 and another round 3 for 2024 from Detroit. I'm giving Detroit the second overall pick as well as a round for 2024 draft pick. An additional round 1 for this year, an additional round 3 for next year, and Minnesota's, because Detroit has Minnesota's round 3. I don't know how I feel about trading within the division, but for all the capital, I'll take it. I'm also going to trade the number 4 pick to the Colts. Colts need a quarterback. I am receiving the 6th. I am receiving a round 2 pick 37. I'm also receiving a round 5 pick 133. The Colts are receiving my 4th overall pick and round 3 2024 round 3 pick from Minnesota, not Detroit. Now into our selections. With round 1, pick 6, I'm going tackle. Peter Skoronski from Northwestern. Now, guys, I want as much as you to take Jalin Carter or Will Anderson, but let's be real. We need to build the offensive line. That's clear and obvious, right? Peter Skoronski's a stud. He's a for sure tackle. Okay? So we don't have to question our right tackle anymore. And you have your left tackle. 6'4", 215 pounds. He plays left tackle. That's where he's taking all of his college snaps at. PFF gave him an overall grade of 89.5. That is 5th best out of 610 tackles. So far this year, he has allowed 1 sack, 2 quarterback hits, giving him a total of 6 pressures out of 882 snaps. A run block grade of 81.7, a pass block grade of 93.0. Zone was a 88. When they're in a true pass set, and it's clear and obvious, like third down, his grade is a 92. He's an elite pass blocker, and his run blocking is pretty damn good. Also, in 2021, his overall grade was 83.8. In 2020, his overall PFF grade was 81.4. Not only does this guy have like elite stats this year, but he's consistent. Out of all of his 12 games, only 2 of his games were graded under 70. So we take Peter Skoronski, first overall pick. Going with round 1, pick 18 that I acquired from Detroit, Jared Verse, Florida State, edge. I've talked about Jared Verse before in my other mock draft. He has been climbing up the draft boards as well as Tyree Wilson. All the edge rushers have been climbing up the draft board, so they're only going higher and higher. So we'll see where he lands when the time comes. 6'4", 248 pounds. 2022, he had 9 sacks, 2 QB hits, and 25 hurries on a quarterback. Overall, PFF grade was 80.9. 2021, he had an 83.3. In 2020, he had an 81.9. Pass rush grade of 87.3. Run grade of 72. His pass rush win rate is 23.8%, and his run stop rate is 9.0%. 7 games, with a 70 or better grade. Very talented, obviously. First round pick. Very good at rushing the passer. Not very good in the run, but he has room to grow. The guy puts pressure on the quarterback. That's what we need. It's a big body. He's pretty quick, too, for his size. Pick. So we're building in the trenches. Tackle, edge. With our next draft pick that we acquire from the Colts, the round 2, pick number 37, I'm taking Siaki Ika. 6'4", 358 pounds from Baylor, defensive interior lineman. So PFF gave him a grade in 2022 as a 74.5. In 2021, he has a 74.3. In 2020, he's got a 73.8. So he's pretty consistent along the board with a steady increase. 0 sacks this year, 3 QB hits, 15 hurries, and 2 batted passes. He still gets the hurry, so he's putting a lot of pressure up there. This guy is projected to go late first round. He's been climbing up the draft boards as well. This is a guy to keep an eye out for in the draft. So if we need to pick up a defensive interior lineman like I am in this mock draft later, beginning of the second round, this would be a steal. Pass rush grade, 76.2. Run defensive grade, 69.1. True pass set grade, he has a 62.8. So he's not a true pass rusher. He's got a good pass rush grade, but he's not a true pass rusher. His win rate is 12.1%. Run stop is 6.6. He has 7 games of 70 or better, and he has 2 games of 80 or better graded by PFF. You put this guy in the middle, you have Jared Verse on the end, and you keep Dominique Robinson because he's still young, or Trevis Gibson, whatever. You have them fight it out in OTAs, put more talent on defense because our defense is not getting it. You could get this guy late after all the top talent goes, and this guy's still available in like the bottom of the first or early second, and we get a pick there when we trade down, which I'm hoping we do. Pick number 4, round 2, pick number 56. I'm going with another tackle, Blake Freeland, 6'8", 305 pounds from BYU tackle. 2022, he had a overall grade of 90.9, which is second out of 610 tackles in all of college. 2021, he was 81.7. 2020, he had a grade of 81.6. He has gave up 0 sacks this year. He has 3 QB hits and only 4 hurries. Run block grade of 87.4. Pass block grade of 90.7. A zone grade of 90. His gap is not that good, 64.4. True pass set, he's about a 78.0. Only 2 games graded under 70 out of his 13 games. He's had 5 games graded above 80. Most of his snaps have come from left tackle. His first season in 2020, he took 450 snaps at right tackle. So he does have experience on both sides. If one of these guys doesn't work out on a tackle, I'm sure you can squeeze another guy inside. Depending on what we do with Cody Whitehair, best 5 guys. Okay? So all you can do is take a stab at talent. I think Braxton Jones and I think Jenkins are locks in their positions. But, I mean, you still have to improve this offensive line. There's no doubt about it. Blake Freeland, tell me what you think about that one. I thought that was a pretty good pick there. Going into round 3, pick 65, we're finally going to go get a weapon for Justin Fields. Jalin Hyatt from Tennessee. It's a PFF grade of 77.4 this season. 2021, not that good, 56.9. 2020 was a 64.7, so a little bit of inconsistency there. He is 6'1", 180 pounds. This season, he has 1,267 yards. He averages about 18.9 yards per reception. He has 15 total touchdowns, 89 targets, 67 receptions in 2022. PFF gave him a receiving grade of 78.2. He drops the ball 6.9% of the time. He catches the ball 60% of the time in contested catches. His grade versus man coverage is about 76.6. Has 5 drops on the year. He has 633 deep yards, which ranks 3rd in college. Has 13 deep catches, which is tied 17th. Slot yards, he has 955, which is 9th. Slot catches, 56, tied 24th. 5 games, graded over 70. 3 games graded over 80. We need a number 1 wide receiver, but we also need to build this offensive line. If we do not take one wide receiver, I would love it if they took Quentin Johnston. That's fine if they do that. But if we can't and we move down the draft and we take someone like Jalin Hyatt, I think he would work perfect in the slot. Him in the slot, you got Darnell Mooney on the outside. And Darnell or Chase would be our number 1. One of those two. I would think after a while, Claypool beats out Darnell. Well, definitely take a stab at free agency as well with the wide receiver. Round 4, pick number 97, Daiyan Henley, Washington State linebacker. 6'2". He is 232 pounds. PFF gave him a 2022 grade of 73.3, 2021 66.4, and 2020 62.8. Pass rush grade of 75.1, run defense 68.7, coverage 68.6, coverage stops 20, which is tied 7th. Missed tackle rate 5.2%. So he had 4 games graded over 70 by PFF. On the season, he had 74 tackles, 18 assisted tackles, and only 5 missed tackles. We need to plug in another linebacker alongside Jack Sanborn. I do also like the guy from Iowa, but I think he's projected to go in like the 3rd round. But if we can get someone like Daiyan Henley from Washington State, I'm perfectly okay with that too. But we do definitely need to put someone in there next to Sanborn. I think Sanborn's your Mike going in, and then you need a round 5, pick 129. Olu Oluwatimi, Michigan center. 6'3", 307 pounds. PFF gave him a grade of 80.8 in 2022. 2021, he had a grade of 80. In 2020, he had a grade of 71.1. So there is some steady improvement there. Out of all centers, he ranked 7th out of 288 centers. He has a run block grade of 82.5, pass block of 74.8, zone of 74.1, and a gap of 78.6. True pass set grade of 57.8. Has 5 hits, 4 hurries, giving him 9 pressures. All of his snaps have been taken at center, so he has plenty of experience there. He has 7 games graded over 70. 4 of his games were like a high 60. So he's always grading pretty good. Even when it's not that good, he's pretty close. We need to find a solution at center, find something in the free agency. We're going to have to take a stab at the draft. I think we should take a stab at both. Lucas Patrick may be our center. That may still be a thing. But I think you go and get another center. I know we have Doug Kramer as well that we got in the 6th round of last year, 4th, 5th, or 6th. But I think we take another stab at center. All you could do is put more competition there and see who plays the best. Competition brings the best out in people. Round 5, pick 133. This pick we did receive from the Colts. Malachi Moore, cornerback from Alabama. 6 foot, 190 pounds. PFF gave him a grade of 65.3 in 2022. 2021, he had a 61 just a 61. In 2020, he had a 79.6. Coverage grade of 65. Run defense of 60 grade. Completion percentage thrown his way, 63.6. He has allowed 205 yards when thrown his way. He has allowed 1 touchdown on the season. Passer rating when thrown his way is 109.1. So that's kind of high. Targeted 22 times, 14 receptions when targeted. And that's out of 12 games. Most of his snaps has come from the slot. He has had 5 games this year graded over 70. My thought on this is I think we have to move Kyler Gordon to the outside. Kyler Gordon's played much better on the outside. So Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon on the outside. I think you take Malachi Moore and you plug him into the slot. And he's played better competition. So he's from Bama, Alabama. So he's used to playing with better competition since that program is built that way. Our last pick, we're only doing rounds 1 through 5. Xavier Hutchinson, Iowa State wide receiver. Round 5, pick 143. Xavier Hutchinson, 6'3", 205 pounds. In 2022, he had 6 touchdowns, 1,171 yards receiving, 161 targets, 107 receptions. PFF gave him a grade of 89.7. 2021, he had a grade of 83.9. 2020, he had a grade of 73.4. So steady improvement. Receiving grade of 89.4. Versus man, he's about a 74.3. He's had 6 drops on the season. Have 3 games graded 85 or better. He has a 5.3% drop rate, ranked 147th overall out of all players. 9 games graded 70 and above. He has 413 slot yards with 40 slot catches. Average depth per catch is about 9.2 yards. Yards he makes after the catch is about 4.2. Forced missed tackles that he has made is 15. 14 contested catches, which is tied 18th. This was using the PFF mock draft simulator. They have things ranked right now. That's the way that it was done. A lot of needs here. We're building through the trenches, which is what we're supposed to do, which is what I believe Poles is going to do. Peter Skoronski. You get Jared Verse, Siaki Ika, Blake Freeland, Jalin Hyatt for wide receiver, Daiyan Henley, Olu Oluwatimi, Malachi Moore, Xavier Hutchinson. Yeah, we build our trenches. We get some wide receivers. We get a linebacker. Let me know what you thought of this draft. Comment down below if you think this was good. Give me a thumbs up. If you think you have a different opinion on this, go ahead and let me know. Like, we need to keep building, right? Building through the draft is what Ryan Poles wants to do. This is what Matt Eberflus wants to do. We're turning things around. We're changing this organization. We have $124 million in cap space. Let's go and make this team younger, better, stronger, more talent. Let's go get that talent on this team. All right. Well, that's going to do it from me. Let me know what you think. But as always, bear down, BearZone.